today we're going to be looking at the Barrett Fieldcraft made by EMG. This is actually made by APS for those of you who care. It's a pretty good rifle. The bolt is extremely smooth. You can easily do it from just the handle. And the trigger pull is super light. And we're going to compare it directly to the SSG-10 today. So I've got the SSG-10 A3 here. This is the one with the hand grip. This is my friend's. He wanted the hand grip and the foldable stock for movability. But we'll be using it fully extended because that would be silly to... Yeah, anyways. So comparing the bolt to bolt, it's a little crunchy on the SSG-10. It's not quite as smooth. And you can kind of hear it when you're pulling it back. It's just that... But trigger again, also very nice. Honestly, I wish both of them had a better break. Neither of them have a very defined break, so... And then to compare them both to, I have my custom APS / whatever you want to call my brand, M4. This is a blowback M4. This has a maple leaf blue bucking with a flat hop nub and a 601 370mm barrel. The SSG-10 has a maple leaf blue with a normal maple leaf hop-up chamber. And then the Fieldcraft has an AEG style barrel with some weird AEG / VSR-10 / something bucking. It's the one thing I don't like about the gun. I'll be swapping out for a gas barrel or gas style barrel. And probably also a maple leaf hop-up. And today all the guns will be shooting .43 BBs. So, that being said, we're going to test all the guns at about 100 feet for range and accuracy, because honestly, I can't shoot much farther right now. To shoot 150, I have to go to the top of the hill and you cut down a bunch of these weeds. So, yeah. Let's get to the shooting part, the fun part. So first we're going to be doing the AR-15, the APS, whatever you want to call it, my AR-15. Just heads up, I'm not going to be aiming to hit the center. I'm aiming to see consistency. So... Okay, that's the end. Let's go see how we did. So just heads up, from about here down, these shots weren't from this run. We had to figure out the hop up on that gun because I haven't adjusted it yet. So it's these guys up. I did miss a few shots. A few of them went over the top. But as you can see, it's a relatively tight group. I was aiming up over here because, again, the sights aren't sighted in. So it's not too bad. And even if it was all of this, it's still not too bad at 100 feet. These are with low hop, so this is why you want to always have your hop up turned up for AEGs. For the range you're shooting. But yeah, let's go ahead and switch out this target, and we're going to switch to the SSG-10 next. Next up is the SSG-10. I just did a test fire at the tree, and it is firing pretty flat, so we should be able to easily hit the target from here. I don't remember if I cocked it, so we're going to just... Cool, I didn't, because I didn't double feed. But we'll do our best. I already cocked that, didn't I? Oh, it's so much better now. Is going way over. He has this thing overhopped. Perfect. I think one more shot and then we'll be good. And it went all the way over. Well, let's go take a look again. Okay, so this is the SSG-10. One thing I do want to note is that we had a couple go over. You can see evidence of that there where it hit the top of the target. But it's an okay group. I don't know how many shots I fired. I'll put in the number here somewhere. But we have a pretty decent group of 6 shots. with a couple outliers on the target. Again, a few went over, so not terrible. But let's now see how the Fieldcraft does. Now, this is the first time the Fieldcraft's been actually accuracy tested. So yeah, this would be fun. Now we're going to do the Fieldcraft. So one thing to note on this one that's different than the other two is this one doesn't have a pistol grip. So it's a little different on how you aim it on the bench. So hopefully I can keep my consistency up. And we're shooting super to the right, it looks like. Let's do one more to test that. Yep, okay, so we're gonna aim bottom left. One thing I'm already noticing on this rifle is it actually has a very clean trigger break. Ah, that was me. I shot low. I think one more shot and then we'll be good. Let's go take a look. Okay, so already this is looking quite a bit better. So we have a couple outliers here, 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 and here. Nothing went over the target, but this is the grouping for the most part. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 again. However, instead of being a palm size for me, or sorry, instead of being a hand size grouping for me, because up here it was a quarter, that's literally a 4-inch circle. So already this thing's showing a little bit better accuracy out of the box than an upgraded SSG 10, which is kind of nice. It's good to know. Well, yeah, that grouping is actually like really good, and that's, again, that's 100 feet from a bench, so expect some differences when standing, but I wanted to narrow down exactly like how good the gun was. I was aiming right here for this corner, whereas with the SSG I was aiming for this right here, so the chevron here I could actually line up with the SSD sight, whereas mine I lined up the crosshair, because mine's a crosshair sight. But yeah, I am super happy with that. Let's go grab the rest of the targets and look at them all together. Here we've got all 3 targets from the different guns. We've got the Fieldcrafts here, SSG 10, and then the AEG. So we're going to start with the AEG. So the AEG, we're looking at a 4BB, might be able to argue for 5, but I'm going to say a 4BB group up here, and then kind of a half target spread for the rest of them. Again, at least these 2 were when I was test firing, so it's okay for that range, but you know, not super amazing. You're gonna hit your targets still though. These are 12-inch targets, by the way. The SSG 10 managed a pretty respectable 6-inch group, with that being the longest distance between 2 shots. Again, the SSG 10 has been upgraded a little bit. It's got a maple leaf blue hop-up instead of the yellow. And then the Fieldcraft, which actually did the best with a longest distance shot to shot of about 4 inches at most, maybe only 3. And the entire circle is actually smaller than the SSG's longest shot distance. So again, that's not bad at all, considering the Fieldcraft comes in at about 220, I believe, without the multicam, and then the SSG starts at 270. Again, with the SSG, no matter what stock you have, it's the same gun, so we're going to compare lowest price to lowest price. Whereas I bought the one with the multicam, so mine was $269, I believe, which puts it the same price as the SSG. And again, it outshoots it stock versus upgraded, so that kind of tells you most of the story. As for the trigger break, which is one of the things that a lot of people care about, it's not a hard wall, but it's a very clean break on the Fieldcraft. The SSG has a little bit heavier trigger, but also a cleaner break. It doesn't have too much of a wall, but it's got more than the Fieldcraft does, if that's important to you. So we've talked about the good things, you know, the grouping, which is still, look at that, it's just beautiful. It's just, look at that, it's just beautiful. Anyways, okay. we've talked about the good things. Now let's look at the not as good things. Nothing groundbreaking, or nothing world-breaking. Nothing that's gonna make you go, oh, I don't want that gun anymore. Or at least most of it's not. We'll see. Some of it's opinion. A lot of it's opinion, let's be honest. The big thing for me is the bolt. It has the little spring-loaded notch thing that's supposed to make it so it snaps up and holds into place. It doesn't snap. It does lock, kind of. Like, it's really loose. I've got a Crossman clone. I think it's actually Game Face, but it's a Crossman VSR 10 clone that has a much better bolt and spring on that side of things. Lower FPS, obviously, but you know, this feels better on it. The part that might actually ruin this for some people is the barrel. So the barrel is tapered to a tight taper at the very end, which means you can't use standard VSR 10 brain broke, VSR 10 end tips. So like, for example, on the SSG 10 we have over there, it's got a maple leaf adapter, or no, actually I think it's, whatever, it's got the adapter for the 14 thread, so you can put a suppressor on it. This one, you'd have to get one specifically sized for it, which I believe EMG has, but again, it's an inconvenience. And because of that, also it means this stock cannot be just swapped onto a normal VSR 10. And I know I saw a lot of comments and a lot of questions on the page for this one, the sell page. No, you can't just swap this over to another VSR 10. The barrel's tapered, it won't fit. That's your final answer. The only other thing that people kind of don't like, and I'm hemming and hawing, is the hop-up adjustment. So on the SSG 10, it's got a little spring-loaded click, so it kind of notches into place. This one's smooth. There's no notches, no nothing. It just slides where you need it. It does stay in place very well, but some people like that tactile click. I'm okay with it. One thing that I didn't like was the cutout on the rail. So because of that cutout, it makes it hard to mount some optic mounts. I'll be swapping out the upper rail for a full Picatinny upper. So in conclusion, if you're looking for a sniper rifle that's a VSR 10, that's in between the budget of like $200, $300, this is pretty great. And especially if you're looking for something that looks different. Like, yeah, you can get a Bar 10, but there's some compatibility issues between the Bar 10 and the VSR 10. This doesn't have any of those. It's VSR 10 trigger group, VSR 10 bolt, lockup, all that stuff, barrel, hop up, everything. Which is great, because that also means you can upgrade it with whatever you'd like. If you wanted to R-hop this out of the box, it would be very easy to do so, because it came with an AEG barrel to begin with. So, yeah. It's a pretty fun gun. Again, looks different. It's got the Barrett branding, which is the main reason I bought it. I will be swapping out the bolt and upgrading the hop-up chamber in this thing. I bought it for the body, so we'll be doing a video on it later once I get that done. Not gonna be for a while, because I've got a bunch of other projects to work on. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this, please like and subscribe. Let me know how I did. If you have any questions about the gun, feel free to shoot them in the comments below. I'll be more than willing to answer them. And don't forget Twitter and Instagram. I'm gonna be doing a little bit more on Twitter lately. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. You have a good week. Bye.